I already said, that's what I believe. Like, if you put your mind into anything, you can do it. If my mind's at the podcast and we're going to do it, it's going to get done. The biggest thing for me, too, is after the College World Series, the drive. I didn't think I could truly, like, we could drive 50 hours in a car like that. Like, one straight shot. Like, we didn't take days. We took 1 day to drive there, 1 day to drive back. Went through 7 different states. Like, dude, the amount of shit we saw, the amount of shit we did, like, and that was all because we put our mind to do it. Everything that we said, we did. Why? Because we put our mind to it. Mm-hmm. We said, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to make it shitty. We're not going to dread the drive. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to have a great time. And look what it turned out to be. It was one of the best times of our life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like that's why at the end of the day, no matter at anything, I'd surely think, if you think it, if you dream it, if you believe it, you can do it. It's proven.
And here we are. Guys Being Dudes, episode 15. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to Guys Being Dudes. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course, if you're a visual learner, then YouTube. But Luke, man, it feels a little bit weird. I'm not going to lie. It feels a little bit weird to be on the mics. I haven't been on the mics in a while. But how's your day going, man?
You know, fuck, baby.
Fuck, baby.
It's another great Tuesday. I'm fired up. You don't want to know why?
That's awesome.
It's been too long since we've been here, so I'm fired up. So
for sure,
baby. Come on now.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
We made it to 15, baby. Episode 15. We're here.
That's 15 weeks, bro.
Yeah,
like that's 15 weeks right there. What is 15? That? How many months? There's 4 weeks in a month. What is that? Almost 4 months, bro.
Yeah.
Dedicated, consistent too. Yeah. Every single Tuesday at 7:30, bro.
That's pretty good,
consistent, man. Every single one. I feel like we've been getting guys on too. My day is phenomenal. I feel like I've been waiting to get on the mics here. I've been waiting to get episode 15 started. Went to Cabo, for the past week, and there's some crazy things that happened there, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But dude, I'm very excited to be here. It's another great Tuesday, like you just said. I'm ready to get this one rolling, though. Yeah. I'm ready to get this one rolling, bro. I'm ready to get this one rolling. I think we could start with the College World Series vlog.
I think that's a good place to start. Let these guys know a little bit what's going on with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you guys don't know this, but it was episode 5, our podcast. It was we did a trip right before that. We went to Omaha, Nebraska, and we went to the College World Series.
Spontaneous trip.
Trip. Yeah, drove.
Yeah.
Gosh, dude, it's crazy to talk about it now, looking because it's kind of in the past already.
Right.
But we drove 25 hours there, right? 1,600 miles.
Yep.
Yeah, it was straight there. I mean, we stopped whenever we wanted, but we vlogged the whole thing. Yep. Like, it's incredible. We started putting it together a couple months back, but dude, 2 months later, and we're still editing it.
Yeah, dude, it's each piece and piece that we keep doing, bro. It's like it's just more and more of a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like 100%. That's kind of what I think the viewers need to understand that it's so, bro. We had over 500 videos, different clips of different stuff that we're just trying to figure out where to put, what to do, what music, what things to do.
Yeah.
And it's fun, but it's fun. Like looking, like we keep saying every time we look at it, we're like, damn, dude.
Yeah, we zoom out and see everything we've already done, and it just looks, it's almost intimidating,
dude,
bro.
It is. That's what I keep saying. I'm like, bro, this is intimidating. It's massive, man.
We're always editing, and Luke, I X out or I'll close the whole application. Like Luke's tripping. He's like, dude, you don't get nervous? Like, you know how much work we've put into that?
Yeah.
I was like, nah, you kind of just get used to the software and just trust it. But there's been a couple times where I've lost all my work.
Yeah, dude, that would be heartbreaking, especially something like that, dude. Like, I'd be like, brah.
Dude, I get so mad. It's so frustrating. There's been multiple emails I've sent to Adobe. Yeah. Dude, I get so fired up. I'd be like, this is going to be my last time using this. I'm going to switch to Apple, because Apple has another version of
really?
Editing software. Yeah, Final Cut Pro, and it's pretty solid. But I'm so, you know how when you look at the editing software, it's really intimidating, right? It just looks like there's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, for me, if I were to switch to a whole new system, to a whole new user interface, right, the look of it, it's gonna intimidate me. I feel like I'm gonna have a brain fart and not know how to edit anymore. So I'm gonna stay consistent with that. But the College World Series vlog, we just finished the drive there. We filmed. I mean, guys, when we say we filmed everything, we filmed everything.
Yeah.
Every single moment of that journey, the car ride, the whole drive to 25-hour trip. We have 15 minutes. Guys, I don't know if you guys understand that. A 15-minute vlog is that's a pretty lengthy vlog for YouTube. Like the big YouTubers out there are not posting 15 minutes. Maybe they'll post like 10 to 12, like solid videos. But we have a solid one that's 15 minutes right now, just of what we edited. Like, I can't imagine, like, when we start touching the game film.
Right.
The game film is going to be unbelievable. Like, we've cut it all up, but we haven't thrown it all together. Like Luke was saying, it's just so large. And it's like, you kind of just got to go step by step. And we're being really patient with it, too. I feel like we're doing a really good job in setting, like, deadlines and setting, like, just being patient with it, you know? Because, like, we're so eager to get it out to you guys. But we don't want to put out something that's not perfect, right? We don't want to put out anything that's just not perfect.
It's going to be fire. I mean,
it's going to be really fire.
You know, we're kind of shooting that around Thanksgiving time it'll be out. But I mean, basically, it's like you said, we're just figuring out the right time, right everything, perfect everything to get it done.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But hey, you know, I wouldn't mind going to the College National Football Championship. That'd be sick.
We talked about it.
Yeah, we've talked about that. I mean, we've hit the College World Series. Let's go to that national championship, bro. January 10th in Indianapolis.
Yeah. Anybody want to go?
Anybody want to go? Hit us up. January 10th, Indianapolis. That'd be sick, dude. Who do you think it's going to be? It's too hard. I mean, I know it's the beginning of the season, but dude,
I can't tell you, man.
Imagine, bro. Like Alabama, yeah.
Most likely. I mean,
but dude, talk about our team right now. Fresno State, dude. Do we have a shot right there? Top 25. Let's climb up the rankings, huh?
Yeah, no, dude, they're putting on a show, man. I mean, they're getting it done. They won this past week, 63-10. So I mean, that was a nice ass whipping. I kind of figured that with Cal Poly though. They're not really a football school like that, at least I would say. And I mean, Fresno State, they got it. They got it down. They're a really good team this year. I mean, if Oregon didn't show, you know, if that game didn't show, then I mean, I don't know what people are watching, but that Oregon game, it was interesting because I mean there are just a few different turnovers and different little things that could have gone Fresno State's way, and if it would have went that way, it would have been a different turnout. And I mean, considering Oregon beat Ohio State and Fresno State putting up that good of a game against Oregon means that I mean they're up there. So I think the last week's game, because they lost, they didn't get ranked top 25, but overall I think they should have been top 25 already. But we'll for sure see a top 25 this week, and then from here on out, man, I think the Mountain West is pretty weak overall. Like I'm not
they'll
saying
win the Mountain West for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying like anything, but I think that like they're just gonna run away with it, man. Like they're a good ass team. They're getting it done. I think they're just gonna walk all over everybody.
Yeah,
it's like I mean before there's been like Boise. I mean like the Boise's
game
always
at the end of the year,
a
shot.
It'll be a good game, but
a good game.
Dude, I just think the offense is insane. The defense is insane, man. Just overall, they're fired up each and every game.
Yeah, they are fired up. They're really excited. They've been excited, dude. I know a few of them, and we used to hang out all the time. But dude, they were always talking about this season.
Yeah,
like the football practices, bro. They didn't care that they had to go to them because they were excited to get to this season, and now they're here. They're showing up. I didn't get to watch the Oregon game because I was in Cabo, so I didn't really have any satellite or nothing. So I didn't, nor service. So I got to hear the update when I got back into town. But you were thinking about going too, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking about going, and then it kind of just like, I just decided not to. But yeah, I mean, it was a good game, dude.
It was a good game.
Yeah, they were fired up.
How did they end up losing? Because I know it was close, right, towards the end.
Yeah,
or they made a comeback, correct?
What do you mean?
Did they make a comeback to where like
it was? Yeah, I mean they were getting beat by 2, maybe 3 touchdowns. I can't remember exactly. And then towards the second half, they started pulling it together, getting closer. I think they might have had the lead for a quick second, and then Oregon came back, got it, and then just right at the end, they couldn't pull it off.
Damn.
Yeah,
but hey, that shows that they're a good team this year, dude. They're really good. And yesterday, I know it was an ass whooping, but like you were saying earlier, it was more of a power statement. It was more of a statement. Like, hey, you didn't want to rank us top 25? All right, let us go out here, put up 63 points in their next game, the following game. I know it was Cal Poly, but still, like that's just showing that they didn't let up. Right. Like their foot was on that gas pedal the whole entire game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it definitely was a sense of like. I mean, it was more of the bitter too of losing to Oregon because they felt like everybody felt like they should have won that game, right? So I mean, they're like, all right, we'll show them that we're a team. We'll get it done, and just like you said, they didn't. Like I was saying the whole time watching that game yesterday, they were going to try to score 70 points. If they could have scored 70 points, they would have, and just run up the score. So that way people are like, "This Fresno State." I mean, dude, at one point Fresno State was trending on Twitter. Yeah, you know what I mean? And for not sucking too. Like I don't mean it anyway, but usually when Fresno State's trending on Twitter, it's for some reason, some sport or something they suck or something, and they're trending. But now they're trending because Oregon people are talking, like college football people are talking about them because where do you rank them now?
They're contenders.
Interesting team.
And it's always awesome to know, like, Fresno State is typically we're always an underdog, right? So people love rooting for the underdog. So and I think the players like realize that we're an underdog, but I mean, obviously they don't tell themselves that they're underdogs, but they go into the game with that mindset, you know, like, hey, they don't think they could beat us, or they don't think we could beat them. Like, let's go beat them. And they always play with that grit. And dude, like, it showed in that Oregon game, like that fight that they kept putting up, man. And to come out yesterday, like that was amazing. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Hainer dropped a couple bombs, bro. When he gets on that back, oh my gosh, bro, dropped a couple bombs.
I'll be curious. I'll be curious. I'll be curious to see where they put him in come bowl time, because I mean, I think they'll win out from here on out. I think they'll beat UCLA with ease too.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's next weekend.
Yeah, it's following weekend, and then or actually this week, since it comes out Tuesday. Weekend. But I think they'll beat them, and then after that, they're just going to ride along and try to get ranked higher and higher and higher each game. So, I mean, I hope that they don't just get a weak Vegas bowl game. Barstool's got that Barstool Bowl now in Arizona. That it was the old Arizona Bowl. So, I mean,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe they get into something a little bigger, something like that, possibly better, advertising and stuff, just bigger game. But they'll make it to a bowl game for sure.
Can we talk a little bit about some though? How about the broadcast of the game last night?
It was terrible.
That was the one thing, guys, that was the worst. Like, that was possibly the worst televised broadcast I've ever seen. The CW59.
Yeah, I felt like I was watching a Division IV high school game.
No, dude, it literally felt like you're watching a high school game. Like, that was the quality of the production. Like, the cameras were going out.
It wasn't even that. It was the reporters, too. Like, they didn't know what the hell was going on.
No,
they didn't know certain players didn't know what was going on. Like, dude, remember in the beginning?
Yeah.
We were like, what? Were we watching a live stream? Yeah, like, literally, because they're just talking, and then all of a sudden, one of the guys is just like, we got to walk over here? We got to go over here now? All right, well, let's go over here, guys. We'll end this right here.
Yeah,
and then they just
camera's still on.
Like, bro, we're just like, what is going on? Like,
yeah, no, that is funny. But what about the NFL, dude? NFL started today. Well, actually, it started Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. That was a big game.
The Buccaneers and the Cowboys. That was an awesome first game of the season.
That was a fired up first game of the season.
Dude, there was a lot of talk about about that game being the best opening season game to ever be played. There's a lot of talk about that.
It was it was a fired up game, because I mean,
best one in a while for sure.
Right. I mean, you got Brady coming in for his 22nd season. Screw that. And then you got Dak coming back from his ankle injury. You know what I mean? So two pretty good quarterbacks. Yeah. And then I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, Dak, regardless if you like him or not, he puts up 300-400 yards every game, even if it's one touchdown or 4 touchdowns. Regardless of the fact, he puts up hella yards. So it's going to be a decent game, right? And then you got someone like Tom Brady. And I mean, like we were saying, from the start of the game, man, like, if Cowboys defense was rolling on them.
They were.
Like, they were putting it on them, and the Bucs defense looked like they were still in preseason.
They were just trying to blitz, dude.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, they kept blitzing at the wrong time.
And then as soon as man coverage hit, bro, Dak would drop one over their heads, bro.
Yeah, and because they have such a fast receiving core. Yeah, Gallup, Cooper, and CD, man.
Yeah,
I mean, bro, you can't go. Those guys are good, man.
Yeah.
So I mean,
CD dropped a few balls though. CD dropped a few balls. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now.
Man, he's just getting the nerves.
He's got those butterfingers at the beginning of the season. We'll see. I'm gonna look out to see how the season progresses.
Watch it, hang on him now and be like rookie of the year or something like that.
Come on now. No.
But no, that was a good game to get started for football. Definitely fired up, and we're filming today on a Sunday. Football Sunday, so the vibes. We got football all day today. I'm repping the best quarterback to live.
No, man.
Touch earth on this nation.
You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that he's the best quarterback right now to play. You can't, dude. We got a 44-year-old doing his thing in the league right now. Doing his thing, bro. Winning championship, winning Super Bowls, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, Tom Brady is the GOAT, because nobody comes to a new program, to a new organization, right? After there being a lot of talk on whether this guy is the GOAT or not, whether it was Bill Belichick that was winning the Super Bowls, or if it was Tom Brady that was winning Super Bowls. That was a conversation before last year. Okay? Coming into a new organization and being able to win a Super Bowl is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's GOAT status. And if anybody were to try to put Tom Brady down, dude, you just quit. Just quit watching football. Quit. Dude, you know nothing. You cannot tell me that Wilson is better than Brady. Wilson may have a cannon, bro. And I know he was drafted. They were both drafted to the MLB. That's why they both got cannons. Well, Tom Brady doesn't really have a cannon anymore, but
Brady didn't get drafted to the MLB.
Yeah, he went to the MLB, I thought.
No. He played baseball. But
he played baseball. Oh, okay. Then he didn't get drafted.
No,
My bad, man. My bad.
Russell Wilson's the only one to actually be good and do that shit. You know, he's the GOAT. So he's the best. Yeah, maybe Kyler Murray too, because he had an opportunity.
Kyler Murray's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie.
But Tom Brady, nah, man.
No, come on. You have no facts behind that.
Behind what?
Saying that Tom Brady's not the GOAT.
Dude.
Look how many championships.
Russell Wilson is the GOAT, my G.
What about that interception he threw against the Patriots? How did that feel?
No,
let's talk about that, huh?
Listen.
Super Bowl, baby. Let's talk about that. That interception that was thrown in the end zone, bro.
Yeah.
And to win the game.
It wasn't Russell Wilson, bro. That was the coach. Play call. Come on, dude. Just run it in and score the touchdown. What are we doing? Why are we passing it, man?
Bro, I don't know, man. He fed it right to his chest.
Nah.
Like, it was right here.
No,
Boom.
I'm just kidding. I mean, Tom Brady, yes, he's the GOAT, but hey, I'm a Seattle fan, so I got to go for Russell Wilson, man. And everybody hates on Russell. And it's like, bro, he puts up just as many, probably just as good of numbers as Tom Brady does each and every year. He's always right behind Tom Brady.
No, I 100% agree with that.
You know,
watching Wilson the last couple years, bro, like, he literally looks like he's Tom Brady up there sometimes.
He's
he gets the job done. He scores touchdowns.
Right.
But
he's not as like, he's a very smart quarterback, but he just doesn't have that Tom Brady smartness to be able to call his own plays, to be able to do that stuff.
And we saw it in the last minute and a half in the
there was a meme
Bucks
going around
game.
that after that game.
Really?
They were like that's how you know he's officially like he like runs the team, because they show a meme and it's Tom Brady shaking his head when we saw that. He's like, no, like not that one. And then the offensive coordinator is like thinking, he's like, fuck, all right, let's play now.
That was awesome though, dude. That was actually pretty cool to see live.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the whole country saw that live.
Dude,
right?
how bad was
the coach? He goes, no. That was
bro.
sick.
How bad was the refs, dude? It was like, man,
oh my gosh,
dude,
bro.
it literally felt like it was like first game jitters for them too.
Oh,
like they were like, all right, we got to get back in the groove.
The one ref that left the mic on in
that was
the
funny.
first quarter, bro. He was like, he's talking to him, talking about the flag, and then he was like, well, let's just say, and then he was like, oh,
yeah,
and then his face. How about the I forgot. I think it was like a tackle, and the camera crosses him in the frame, and his face is just like that.
Oh yeah, like he knew. He got
it was definitely first game jitters though. But overall, I think it's a great Sunday so far. Great first week of football. You got fantasy going right now. Is your fantasy team fucked right now? Are you winning or what?
Nah, my fantasies, dude. I'm always winning, bro. Come on now.
Come
you
on,
can't sweat on me,
come
bro.
on, you're fresh.
But first week's in the books, so whose fantasy teams are fucked? I mean,
let us know.
Yeah,
let us know.
Drop. I know somebody's team got
below.
Screwed, and you guys probably thought you're like, oh, I got the best team, and now you're getting ran. So I mean, let's switch up those picks to get the fantasy teams right.
Yeah, and we're also gonna start throwing out some sports betting tips out on like our Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that throughout the week now. So you can find us on Instagram and Twitter. Our socials are right here on the screen, so check that out. Go follow us. But yeah, dude, fantasy, sports betting, it's all back, dude. Football season's all back, and that's the most exciting season to do all these types of things, you know, because I think it's because it's there's one game a week, you know, of that team, right? So it's one day a week that those teams are playing, compared to like baseball where it's every single day. That's why fantasy baseball. Have you ever played fantasy baseball?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh my gosh, it takes way too long.
Yeah, you lose track after the first month. You're like, all right, bro, I'm not doing this every single day.
No, it's impossible. I don't know who does it every single day.
Yeah,
it's crazy, bro. 162 games. I already think that's too many games to begin with.
Yeah, they rack up like, because it's like you set a team for it's the same thing as the football one you set throughout the whole week. So like, but it's just like, bro, like it's much
tired
longer
of just
than
looking. Yeah,
every single time.
Yeah, but guys, so look out for the sports betting. But the MLB postseason's coming up. Very, very exciting. Do you think the Giants are gonna get in, man? I know you're a Giants fan. I had to ask you right off the rip.
They're obviously gonna make it in the playoffs. I mean, come on, they have the best record in baseball, but they're not. I mean, I said it from the start of the season before they even were winning that they'll make it to the second round of playoffs postseason. And then I think that they'll lose just because solely. I mean, again, it's anything can happen in the game, game of baseball. But
game of inches, dude,
I
crazy.
don't think that they have the pitching. Like, I mean, there's team like the White Sox. They got really good pitching. Dodgers got really good. Like, there's so many teams out there with way better pitching than the Giants right now.
But the pitchers are getting it done though. That's the thing.
I know they're getting it done, but I'm just saying overall, the postseason pitching, it needs to be top notch. You need every single guy ready, throwing strikes, doing his job, blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying they're not doing that, but
you got other teams with like multiple aces.
Yeah, and I'm not like, again, fuck the Dodgers, but I mean they got an incredible pitching staff, right? So that's going to be hard to beat for a 7-game series or something like that. You know what I mean? Just try to win 4 games out of that. It's going to be tough. So I mean, I think it'll be interesting. I don't know who's going to win the World Series. I don't know who's going to be in the World Series. I couldn't tell you.
Do you think the Giants are going to be that underdog team in a sense?
I don't know, man. I think they're, like I said, I think they're going to be out in the first or second round. I think that's it. I really think, and people are going to probably hate me for that. I'm not a fan of them, but I think the Astros are going to make a good run just because they know that they're gritty ass, everything that they just did. They're number one team in their division right now. So, I mean, they're getting it done. Yeah. Number one team in their division. And they've been playing good all year. And like, that's what I'm saying, because everybody hates them. They haven't been talked about.
Well, the AL West is pretty weak, dude. Yeah, the AL West has the Mariners, the AAs, the Angels, and the Rangers. Like, the Rangers is my favorite team. We're 30 games behind first place. Like, the Houston can just walk through that division, and they get an even opportunity, or I mean, not an even opportunity. They get a higher chance of going into playoffs.
But what I'm saying though, with them playing, like that's what I'm saying though, they're gonna that team is gonna be playing with a different edge coming into playoffs because they're gonna be
chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, we'll be like, all right, we'll show you that we can do it without cheating, right? You know what I mean? And so, and regardless if they don't, but I'm just saying, I would like that to happen. Like, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I think that they'll put up a good run just because they're not going to want to get beat the first round. They're not going to want to get beat the second round. They're going to try to make a run regardless if they win or lose, you know?
Wait, so do you hate them?
I mean, what they did, was, wrong. You know? Like, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to say I hate a team because,
bro. Okay, so it's really weird. So I've been a Texas Rangers fan growing up. I don't know why. I have no resemblance to the Texas Rangers. Like, I don't have family over there. I don't know what it was. I think it's because I don't know if you know this, but their logo is the exact same as Buchanan's. Like that circle logo that says Buchanan Baseball, whatever it is. Yeah. It's Texas Rangers with the T in the middle. It's the exact same. And I think just seeing them when I was younger, kind of just I thought they correlated, and then just eventually I just became a Texas Rangers fan. But I've always hated the Astros because AL West, Astros have, like, since about, I would say, like 2015, they started, kicking it up a notch. Their farm system got better. They were part of the Grizzlies. Some of those players were going through the Fresno and then moving up to Houston. So that was a pretty cool thing to do or see. But they would always beat us, bro. Like, they would always beat us, and we would never make it into the playoffs. Like, that's why we haven't been in the postseason since, 2011 or whatever. Josh Hamilton was still there. Yeah. Like, dude, Josh Hamilton used to be my favorite player, and he got in trouble, I'm pretty sure, like within the last few years again, like for relapsing and shit like that. But yeah, I've always disliked the Astros, and when they did that, dude, I was so pissed. I was so mad. Didn't the Nationals play that? The Nationals played them, right? In the Astros in last year's the short season one.
Yeah. No,
who did the Nationals play in the World Series?
The Dodgers. Or no, not the Dodgers. They played in the second that game going to it. Yeah, they played him. That was I don't know.
I don't remember. I think they played the Astros though again, and they lost. But anyways, yeah, that's all. But speaking of the Dodgers pitching staff,
Why
Walker
you bring stuff
Bueller.
Up we don't know, man.
Huh?
Why you bring stuff up we don't know?
I don't know. Walker Bueller. It's all right. It's all right to talk about it. But Walker Bueller messed me up last night in a fucking bet I had. Yeah. I had Yankees winning. We actually made this bet together. We're talking about sports bets, so might as well bring this up. I had we did a 3-leg parlay with Yankees winning, the over being 8 runs in the game, total score being over 8 runs in the game, and Walker Bueller throwing 6.5 strikeouts. So having to get 7 strikeouts, and bro, we lost by 1.5 strikeouts. Payout would have been a freaking 120 or something like that. I was so butthurt about that. So butthurt.
Yeah. So you were in Cabo. Eh?
Yeah, I was in Cabo. I was in Cabo for a week. The craziest, actually, it was a lot of fun, but the craziest part about this whole deal was my family. Half of us got split up. Half of us came home, and half of us stayed there because half of the family got COVID. Bro, it was unbelievable. Literally, like the worst case scenario ever. Like going into it, everybody has to get tested. If you're already vaccinated, then you're chilling. I got vaccinated for it, so I didn't have to get tested, and I had to get tested there, all this and that. And half of my family didn't, right? So we go, and middle of the trip, my sister starts feeling a little bit of sick, like little sick. And we're like, oh, shit. All right, well, let's see what happens. Then she starts wearing masks everywhere we go. Okay, then we're like, does anybody else feel sick? No. And come Thursday, because you have to test 3 days before you leave. Right? Because it's like a 72-hour result. And they do a rapid one and a 72-hour result one. And come Thursday, half of the family tests positive, and half of the family doesn't. And we're just like, what? Like, what do we do? Like, where do we go from here? And we ended up having to split rooms, all this and that. And the family that did get test positive had to stay for 10 extra days. Like, dude, me and my brothers, my girlfriend, and my grandma and aunt got to come home. And the rest, my stepdad, my mom, my sisters, they all had to stay there. So we've been home alone. It's been nuts. They got back last night, but they're going to get tested right now in the morning. Actually, everybody tests negative except for my stepdad. He hasn't gotten tested yet, but he's going to get tested this morning. He probably already did. So hopefully he comes back negative. But I'm thankful that everyone's back. Overall, Cabo was for a great time. You know, we got to go ATVing, snorkeling, jet skiing. It was overall awesome. You know, the weather was great. Hotel was nice, right on the beach. Pool's great. It was like free food, free drinks. So, you know, Big Rob was getting after it early in the morning, getting up right and early, 8:30, go get some breakfast with a little mimosa, starting the day right. But yeah, glad I'm back though. You know, we got straight to work.
Yeah, we did.
Got straight to work. Yeah, we got right after it. But you know what's crazy? What I was thinking about, because when I was over there, Cole's episode dropped, episode 14.
Yep.
And because we shot it prior and we did all the things we had to do to get that video or that episode dropped at 7:30 on Tuesday, you know, because we're going to stay consistent to Guys Being Dudes, new episode every Tuesday at 7:30. So we did it all prior, and while I'm there, I can't watch it. And it's like freaking me out, you know, like I can't see anything because my phone's a brick, freaking me out, bro. Right. And but I got home, I watched it, and dude, what a phenomenal podcast.
Yeah,
man.
No, it was really good, man. Just hearing over all the things he had to say and the experiences he lived, and everything that he's gone through, you know, up until literally, you know, in today's world, what he's doing right now. I mean, dude, that's a very, very good-hearted man right there, man.
And it's a tough pill to swallow, honestly. Yeah, hearing the story and seeing where he's at now.
Right.
It's like, he put in all those years of training, and to get to the UFC, and not even just only the UFC, but to get to what he did, become a WEC champion. Which after the podcast, I feel like we learned so much more about him too, because we went home and we looked up some stuff, and we found out he has a book. Like, he has a whole book. So we're gonna get him on again, talk to him about that. But it's just sad to see how all the time he put into it, and he didn't get I feel like the recognition that he deserved, you know?
And I mean, yeah, in a sense, but it's like he said, as soon as UFC became a thing, he washed him under the thing, you know? They gave him an opportunity, but they knew it was going to benefit them, because he the way I see it is like, they called him and said, hey, you want this fight? You know, and he was ready for it in a sense, but truly, you know, wasn't, kind of thing, because it's like he was working up to it at the wrong way, in a sense, kind of thing, because he knew he had to talk shit, do his thing to get to the UFC, right? But then there's a certain level of preparation you got, like, type thing. You got to know, all right, this is where I'm going to be, this is what I'm going to do, blah 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 blah. I think if he would have been hungry to be like, all right, I'm hungry to get into the UFC, instead of like, let me just talk my shit into it, I think we would have seen a little longer of a UFC run, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because he got 3 fights in the UFC. Right? And unfortunately, he lost all 3 of those. 2 of them were really good fights. One of them, I think he might have got knocked out, and I'm not 100% sure. But like, that's what I'm saying. I think it was like such a fast thing that happened that's why you know what I mean? Like, I think a whole different result would have happened if he would have been like, because dude, I mean, he was the face of the WEC at the time, because it was such a new company. It was such a big up and come, like, it was big, everything.
He was the first
champion. Like, yeah, he was talked about, you know, and then all that happened, paralysis stuff and all that. And so, I don't know, man. I mean, it goes back and forth, but you know, he is where he is now. And he's super happy guy, and he accepts everything in life that has happened to him, and understands that, you know, it's the way life works, and he goes through ups and downs. And how do you become a better man? You wake up every morning and, you know, you strive to be great, type stuff like that.
Do you remember what was on his forum? What?
Acting non verba. It was action not words.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was true. Like, when he was talking about that demolition guy, because I didn't put it into perspective like that, but until, you know, he really said that. Like, you know, think about it, dude. You're a UFC fighter. You're at a UFC fight. and this random demolition guy is at this thing, right? And you just happen to ask him, you know that he's a demolition guy, but you just happen to ask him, yo, like, how do you just go crash car? Like, you know what I mean? Be willing to just get in a car and know you're going to get hit and go smack other people. Like, how do you do that? You know, for him to just be able to be like, you just got to do it. Like, you just got to be willing to do it. You know, have those, actions, not words. Don't just say that you can do it. You actually go do it. And then you'll be able to know if you really can do it. You know what I mean? You really can strive. And you know what your limits will be able to, where they'll be able to push you and stuff like that. And so I think there was a lot of cool things from that.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things in that podcast for sure. And that's why we talked about it. We're going to make like a little highlight video out of it. Because it ended up being 2 hours long, and it was because he wanted to just keep talking, man. He was an awesome guest. He just stole the show from the moment we started the podcast. But I'm going to condense it down into a 15-minute to where it's just spitting facts, man, because his story, the lessons he's learned out of everything that he's done, it's very inspiring and very inspirational for sure. But, yeah, and then we got another one too, man, like Tyler Bray too. I mean, he's another guy that it's a tough pill for me to swallow too, because I know how hard he works and I know everything that he does. And I feel like in a sense, a little bit of his past has put him in the place where he's at today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see that a little bit?
I mean, sort of. I mean, for the good and the bad, I guess. Because, I mean, yeah, like he said, there's things in the past that he did wrong, but then at the same time, he also things in the past that helped him grow up and learn.
Yeah,
to
become a better man and better person,
better player, better knowledgeable of the game and everything.
Did you see that that podcast? It was which one was Tyler's episode 13?
13.
Yeah, episode 13 got picked up by a news place in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah,
A to Z Sports.
Yeah, they just recapped it and all that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. We're gonna put the link down below for you guys if you guys want to check that out. It was pretty sick. They watched the whole thing. And they literally did a whole website and like a whole article on it. I thought that was pretty sick because like I've been doing this for years now, right? I've been trying to reach out to the whole country, the whole state, and even the whole city, the whole town, right? And the fact that we had a whole article written on our podcast from a guest that we had, like to me that's just like, wow, we're doing something right. Right. Let's keep this going. Let's keep doing us. Let's keep getting better. Because if we're reaching out to a guy sitting at home trying to find stuff about people in Tennessee, and he picks up a podcast from Fresno, California, that's ours, dude, that blows my mind. That's awesome. I live for that. We like just seeing prime examples of us growing, because we work our asses off for this. And I mean, it brings up a question that I was actually thinking about was, and this might be a little deep, but do you think that if you want something in life, like do you think you can really make it happen for you?
Yeah, we've said that before.
Do you think we can actually do this podcast?
I'm not even talking about the podcast.
No, I know. I'm asking a question to you though.
Right, I understand that, but I already said that's what I believe. Like if you put your mind into anything, you can do it. So if my mind's at the podcast and we're going to do it, it's going to get done. And too many people are like, they put them aside. But at the end of the day, especially after, like, the biggest thing for me too is after the College World Series, the drive. Like, I didn't think I could truly, like, we could drive 50 hours in a car like that. Like, one straight shot. Like, we didn't take days. We took 1 day to drive there, 1 day to drive back. And went through 7 different states. Like, dude, the amount of shit we saw, the amount of shit we did, like, and that was all because we put our mind to do it. Like, we didn't one time have a shitty attitude about it. We were just like, yo, we're going to go to the World Series. We're going to have a great time. Everything that we said, we did. Why? Because we put our mind to it. We said, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to make it shitty. We're not going to dread the drive. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to have a great time. And look what it turned out to be. It was one of the best times of our life. You know what I mean? So like that's why at the end of the day, no matter at anything, I'd surely think, yeah, if you think it, if you dream it, if you believe it, you can do it. It's proven. Like, I mean, people look at in the gym, right? We got Z Coop, right? He loved the gym. He's always believed he could be big, be a big dude. Wasn't the biggest. Now look at him, bro. He's a unit. Why? Because he believed that he could get big. He believed that he could stay motivated. He believed he could do all these things. Look what he's doing. Boom. You got guys like Marcelo, right? He believes that he believed at the time that he could go D1. He did everything he needed to do. Believed. Look where he's at, D1. You know what I mean? So it's proven. We've had guys, we've had our own experiences that question that, I mean, yeah, that's a great question, but at the end of the day, it's such a simple answer. And for people to say no, then I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was asking you to dive into like how you just did right now. So you pretty much you answered the question. It's pretty typical, and like obviously for me, it's hard because you want to like fully be like, yeah, I put my mind to it, it's gonna happen, right? But at this point, it's like we're not at that point, so it's always hard to like fully swallow that pill that it's like, yes, whatever I put my mind to, it's gonna happen. Right? Everybody always believes it. Everyone says, yes, no matter what, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's going to happen. If you actually believe it's going to happen.
Okay, so what you just said right there is you said, right now, if we say it's going to happen, it's not like, what you just said right there, right? So then you change that from, okay, if now we believe that we can do it, so now for the parts that we know that, we got to improve or whatever the case is, that we know aren't going to do better, now we got to ask ourselves, okay, how do we do that? You know what I mean? So like with this podcast, right? We know we can do this. We're putting our mind to it. We're doing it. Right. So now the question is, we got to ask ourselves with this, how do we continue to grow? How do we continue to give people what they want? How do we, right?
I'm saying from a personal standpoint, it's like, I feel like we can't, it's like, we can say it, but at the same time, it's like, we can't truly say it until we actually lived it and like it actually happened. You know what I mean? So we're like, dude, yes, like we're like, let's say the podcast is growing and we're getting, everyone's loving it. We're putting out great information for the public. We're doing everything that we're doing just at a bigger scale. And then we could say like, yep, you can, if you put your mind to it, man, you can get anywhere you want to be in this world. So you're
saying right now you can't say that?
Yes, I'm saying theoretically, yes, you can. But I'm saying realistically, it's like we don't have like the
right. So that's what I'm saying. So you're saying that right now you don't believe that. If you're saying theoretically,
I don't believe it. I didn't say I don't believe it.
Well, you just said that. You said up until the podcast gets to wherever you want it to be.
No, I believe then you'll be able to say. I believe that we can get where we will get there. I believe that if you put your head down and work towards something your whole life, and you really, really want it, you put all the work into it, and you just grind, you're gonna get there eventually.
Okay.
But right now we're going through that process. It's a journey. We're in the middle of the journey.
Right.
So we're not at the end yet. So I feel like we haven't completed that journey to be able to say truly, if you put your mind to it, you can get to anywhere you want to be. Because right now we're putting that theory to test. We are doing everything that we possibly can in this world, in our lives right now, to make this thing the best podcast on the planet of Earth.
Okay. I get that 100%. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you're throwing in right? We're blah, blah, blah up for this. I'm telling you that I already believe, no matter what my belief already is that if I think it, boom, I can get it done.
Yeah.
And I'm going to figure out how. Because I've already had other experiences that allowed me to do that. So what I'm saying is, what I'm catching from you is you're saying that because with your motivation right now, that this up until this podcast gets, then that's when you'll be able to truly be like, all right, this is now this to me has been proven that like I stay motivated enough, right? Because like you've had a good span of motivation for all these years of continuing to get your videos better, all this stuff right there, right? Now this is your little niche right here, right? And then you're working hard on. We're doing everything we got to do. That for you, that's when you'll be comfortable to be able to say, yes, this is when now like this shows that like, all right, when I'm truly motivated, because like that's all I'm trying to say. Yes, I'm I'm saying this 100%. Boom. When it starts growing even more, then that's gonna be like, damn, that's another. But I'm saying like I've already like that drive. Dude,
it's just automatic for you. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, that
it's
especially
no
after that drive,
you're just gonna do it.
Yeah, there were so many other things in my previous life, in the previous time in the past that have happened, or I've been like, yeah, dude, that's literally a prime example that if I think I can do it, I'm gonna do it, regardless of being bad or good, whatever the case is. And then that drive, the Omaha drive, that's been the most recent time when I've been like, yo, it's literally proven. Because I love watching, reading, and all this stuff about that type of life stuff, like the stuff about motivation, doing it actually, and like listening to people's stories where they go through all this adversity and then they show that they can do it, and then look, they end up doing it. You know what I mean? So like that's why I'm trying to instill it in myself to understand that it really is a motivation thing. It's all a mind thing. And it's you really push your mind to believe it's going to get done.
Yeah, and I think that's why like we work so well together too, because I really, really appreciate you. I know I've told you this many times, but dude, I seriously appreciate having you being the co-host of this podcast and always helping me with like some of the videos, like, you know, the vlog and some of the other work. It's just always you always
we bounce off each other.
Yeah, we bounce off each other, but for me, it's important to have someone like you close to me because you're gonna keep me on my shit. You know, if I'm lacking, you're gonna fucking tell me. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be straight up real with me.
Right.
And it's because we have that same thing. It might be that same vision. There you go. But like for you, it's you know it's gonna happen. It's been proven you already in the past.
Right.
For me, it's I'm still going through that journey, but I'm still my head's still on the same thing, the same track as you. But I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years now. Right. So now I look at it as like, all right, it's a patient thing. This is part of the grind. I just got to keep doing what I got to do. Yeah. And like when you came into the picture and we started all this, I mean, my work, my efficiency, my consistency has all improved. Yeah. The quality of work has improved. Everything has improved because at the end of the day, and you've instilled into me now with every single piece of content that I make, whether it's for YouTube, whether it's for the business world, whether it's for my productions page, it's not done until it's perfect.
Right.
You know, in the past, I would always kind of rush things, and not even just with videos, but other things too. Like we've talked about doing merch, right? We've talked about some GBD merch, like not necessarily merch, but you know, some for our viewers and fans. But in the past, I've done it 3 times, and I feel like I've rushed it, and I failed already 3 times with it. Yeah. And I don't want to rush anything anymore. So I'm 20 years old now, about to turn 21, and I'm really, really looking at things as like a patient ride.
Right.
Now it's like, don't put it out unless it's perfect. If it's not perfect, scratch it or keep working on it. You know what I mean? We've done that with a few podcasts too.
Yep.
We filmed some and then we're like, yep, it's not good enough. Yep. Hey, let's reshoot. We shoot the guy a text, be like, hey, you know, our fault, you know, we'll get you lunch, blah, blah, blah. Let's shoot another one, you know, and we ended up making it happen and check it out. We've not missed a Tuesday, right? And it's just all behind the scenes work that we put into this. And man, I'm just very excited to see what we have in the future. I'm very excited for GBD podcast, man. I can see it
fires me up too, and I appreciate you saying what you said. Yeah. But it makes me think a little bit though, like you saying that, you know, up until everything that now your videos, it's to a point where they need to be perfect before they're out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, do you say that, you know, people strive to be perfect? Like,
yeah, I think. Oh, that's a good question.
Because
that's a good question.
Like, you know, you say perfect, but to me, I see as, you know, we weren't put on this world to be perfect, to live perfect, any of that. We were put on here. We were meant to be here to adapt. Mm-hmm. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
If we like, no one's perfect, right? That's been proven. Everybody says that. Yeah. No one's perfect, but everybody thinks that in order to live the best life or the perfect or whatever the most successful life, you have to be perfect. Look at all these people though that have done stuff, been successful, been who they are, who have adapted. Mm-hmm. And that was big for me when I saw that, because I was just like, damn, like we do live in a huge world of adapting. You have to adapt to survive. You know what I mean? It's literally proven in everything. And so that's what I'm saying. Is it a matter of now you're at to the point where you have to make your videos perfect, or you've understanded now where to adapt your videos, where to make them better, where to improve on them, and that's where your perfecting is.
That's actually really that's that last part right there where you're saying or have I adapted. That's actually really interesting, because I was just thinking in my head, I think people live like all of our lives, how you said, we live in how would you say, an adapted life, like where we live to adapt to things.
Yeah, well, what I'm trying to say is really, I mean, I feel that in today's society, too many people are trying to live for perfection, right? That's my main point. I feel too many people are trying to live for perfection. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case. That's not what we were put on this world to do. We weren't put on this world to be perfect. No one was. Right? We weren't. That's not what the goal of us being on this world is. We're put here to adapt, right? Yeah, we were put here to adapt, to grow, to learn, to do all this stuff.
Yeah, I think people, that's the way our life is. I think everybody lives, or there's a lot of people, how you're saying, that live to perfection, right? They live for perfection in life. They want the perfect life, all the money, all the cars, all this and that, big houses, right? That's what you're getting at? That
Sort
perfect
of.
life?
Because, well, everybody's, you got to understand everybody's vision of perfect is different. Okay. So let me finish, right? So all that, right? And there's too many people trying to live perfection. Living, trying to live a perfect lifestyle, I feel is unhealthy.
Yeah, I think
right?
so
Because
too.
There's like control freaks. There's people who think they need to be the star of everything.
I think you learn it over time, because I feel like before you came along, I was living for perfection, right? I kind of was, in a sense, like I wanted my perfect vision. I was looking for that vision. And then now when you came along, like I was just saying, like the patience thing, the quality of the work. And I think I've adapted into that type of lifestyle where I'm adapting to life. Things are thrown at me. Okay. Hey, what am I going to do to adapt? If, like, let's say, something's thrown at me and it's a part with me for the rest of my life, right? I have to adapt to that now. So I think I've made that switch, but I do think that many people in this world are living for perfection in from their vision. And I truly think that.
And then it becomes such a selfish world, right? And that's what we're living in. We're living in a selfish ass world. And that's my problem, is because everybody thinks they're perfect. Everybody thinks they got the perfect, the most, that their opinion's right. Well, why? Because they think they're perfect, right? And that's not the way the world is. People got to understand to adapt. When someone's telling you their other side of their beliefs, you adapt, you listen, and adapt, and see what you can take from what they're saying. And if you don't agree, then agree to disagree.
It's an agree to disagree, right? Type of world.
But no, because I'm perfect, I don't give a fuck what you have to say, right? And it shouldn't be like that. And that's why our world is so fucked up too, because there's so many selfish people. There's so many people who think they're perfect. It's their world, their right, everything, their beliefs, blah, 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 blah. And instead of understanding that we weren't put on here to fucking be perfect. We were put on here to adapt, to learn, to understand that there's differences in the world, and there's, and people have different opinions and stuff.
And I feel like that's when life's fun too. When you fully buy into that and you're just learning, you're just taking everything in. I feel like over the past year, I have kind of just learning from others, hearing people, agree to disagree, like you're just saying, but when you grow and you feel yourself growing and like learning new things, I think that's when like really life is like, yeah, like this is nice. Like you have a good balance in life. You have good energy. I feel like everything around you when you're living to adapt is really nice.
That's what I think the most important thing is, learning every day, right? And that's a lot of people tend to not, they just go to their everyday process, routine and all that. And I was watching something not too long ago, and they were talking about that, like, no matter, and this is a pretty big guy, and he was talking about no matter what he's doing in the day, even if he has the busiest day, every single day he goes on an hour walk at least, or something. He'll go 10 minutes, but he tries to go for an hour, no matter how busy his day. It being at night, first thing in the morning, midday, whenever time he has, he'll just go on a walk, right? And on that walk, he's either just thinking about his day, thinking about whatever. Or if he has nothing to think about, like if he's just so lost or whatever, he'll just scroll in his contact, random scroll, right? He has so many contacts. He'll scroll, click, call him, random person. It could be the person he said, like, he'd be somebody I haven't talked to in years. Sometimes it's my mom. Sometimes it's somebody. He goes, it's always somebody random though. He's like, I always have to either end the walk or in the middle of the walk, somebody, just call them. Just pick their brain. Just learn from them. See what they did today. See what, and learn from that. Boom. He goes, and it brings in new ideas, brings in just a new style, new life, because I'm talking to somebody that isn't around me right now, that isn't, seeing my everyday life. They're living a different life. I think it's important to learn, try to learn every single day.
And dude, that's awesome that you bring that up. How he was talking to random people, sometimes mom, sometimes dad. I do that when I come home from like seeing Lauren, when I go up to LA, 4-hour drive home, right, by myself. I'll call people sometimes, talk to them for about 45 minutes. And it's usually my dad. Like we could talk for like an hour and a half of just about everything. He's picking my brain, I'm picking his brain. And dude, honestly, it's a really enjoyable time when you're just genuinely talking to somebody and you're genuinely interested in what they have to say. That's it's a pretty good feeling. And you do learn. Honestly, it's incredible to know how much, or incredible to see how much you actually learn from those conversations. And you just, it's amazing feeling. Do you have anyone like that you can just call or like sit down and talk to?
I mean, yeah, there's certain people, but it's like something I haven't gotten myself, because like that's what I'm saying. Like it's almost like a thing that you kind of got to do, right? And like that's like, reading more. Like for the last couple months, I've been starting to read more and stuff, like little things like that. So like that's something, after I heard that, I was like, damn, like how, because like that's what I'm saying. I've been watching a lot of stuff, listening to a lot of stuff to try to like learn those little things, like start doing little things to see what helps me keep adapting in life. And so I was like, damn, like that'd be good. Like, when I hit a bike ride or I hit a drive or something, whenever I just need to get out of the house, hit someone up, just somebody random, just be like, yo, how's it going? What
we
you
should
up
try
to?
that out. Oh, have you tried that out yet?
No, not really, but that's what I'm saying. Like I start trying it out, just start picking their brain, talking for a little bit. Doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be,
I know it doesn't even have to be a friend, but I couldn't imagine because when you do that, let's say you're driving and you go through your contacts, you scroll and you just find someone random, that puts you in a really uncomfortable position.
Vulnerable,
really vulnerable, really, really uncomfortable. At least for me, like already thinking about that, just sitting in the car right now, seeing someone that I haven't seen or talked to in a long time, thinking about pressing them and calling them. Like, dude, my stomach feels like uneasy right now.
Right.
Like that's impressive to do. But I want to try that out.
But who said it? Cole, I think Cole said it or something like that. You'll never, some of the most uncomfortable things are some of the things that allow you to, grow and be better and all that stuff like that. It's true. Like the things that you think are the most uncomfortable could end up being the best things that you ever decided to do. Right? Asking to grow out. That's uncomfortable. Right? That's scary. You're thinking of all these things. But once you do it, boom, look, now you got a girlfriend. Now you're happy. Now you're chilling. Right, so there's that's I forgot. I think it might have been Cole's episode, but someone said it. I heard it. They said that.
No, it was Kyle's. If someone comes up to you, he's like saying that. Someone comes up to you.
I'm talking about the point of.
Oh no, it was Cole's.
Yeah, the uncomfortableness.
Yeah, the uncomfortableness.
Right?
Yeah,
where trying new things and doing new things, it should be uncomfortable. Right, that's what it should be. And if things aren't uncomfortable, then now you're just gonna live in a flat life. You're never gonna get better.
Like say a box. You're living in your box,
Yeah. So if you go out of that box and be uncomfortable a little bit, that's how you're gonna get better and grow. So
I kind of want to try that out.
Yeah, start. We should.
That's nerve wracking though, dude.
It is. But think about like a month in after, if you do it, say you do it every day. I think that's gonna be like a fun thing to do. Like you'll look forward to calling people now. You're like, damn, I want to call this person, talk to them a little bit.
We should try it out.
Might have
do
to.
like a little IGTV video sometime. Let's do it, dude.
IGTV, a phone call.
All right, guys, here we go,
bro.
IGTV. Yeah. Oh gosh, you're right.
So we a few days ago we had a 9/11.
Yeah.
20 years ago, man.
20 years ago.
That's pretty crazy, right?
It is.
Dude, every year
I was only 1 year old, but
I wasn't.
I can imagine like my parents in those times, like watching. I've heard a couple stories from my dad and mom saying that they remember seeing it on the TV, and it was just like
it was just
like, whoa.
Yeah, dude. Every year I watch hours of things, documentaries, things, and all that, like of everything, and it's just every time it's just crazy. It's
it gives you the chills, like goosebumps all up and down your body, because like especially when you see like the pictures and videos of people jumping out of the buildings.
Yeah,
it's just like, was it that bad to where it's like you rather jump? And
from everything that they say, I mean, it was was either you're gonna burn alive because those people that were jumping couldn't get out.
Like, dude,
you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like it craziest thing, you know what I mean? And but the one thing that I do want to take away from that though is that after that happened, right, the United States and everything was probably the most united. We're probably the most together. Everybody, wanted USA, we're proud to be where we are. This is our place. This is our land. Look at 20 years later. Look where we're at now. 20 years later from when that happened, we're probably the most divided we've ever been.
Oh, 100%.
Ever
dude.
been.
It's unbelievable. Now and when you say it's divided, now you got like right wingers only seeing right side, and then you got left wingers only seeing left side. It's back to what you were just saying right now. You got to be able to adapt and listen and agree to disagree. And there's nothing about agreeing and disagreeing at all right now in this world.
It's just everything, man. We're divided in everything.
Right.
Everything.
Literally, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like, and
we're divided. I mean, dude, we're divided in sports. We're divided in politics. We're divided. Like that's what I mean. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, and we're more open minded. I feel like, and I feel like our generation's a little bit more open minded than like our peers, like our adult peers. I feel like they're more narrow sided, and we're more willing. Not all of us, but there's more. I feel like of our generation that are more willing to go out of their box and like learn a little bit more information. So. I mean, do you see our generation saving that divide and the generation before us? Do you think it's ever going to go away?
I don't know, man. I mean, we've only seen it get worse, right? So I mean, hoping it could get better, but I don't know, because we live in such a chaotic ass world right now. The way it just scared, like that's what I'm saying. The way I see it, it's just gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse
It's
and worse
scary
until
too.
some crazy shit happens, and then we get divided again. But it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't. That should never be the case. It shouldn't be in our minds.
It should never be a conversation to begin with. You know what I mean?
Like we should be able to be like, fuck yeah, America, we live here, bro. We're chilling. Like, of course, there's gonna be cons here and there, right? But what we're dealing with now is just unbelievable, man. We walk outside those doors and yell one thing, and shit, we got half the town of Clovis hating us. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be like that, bro. It's just crazy how divided we are.
It's crazy to see. If you go and like, there's a few old ass movies, like not old ass movies, but like from like 2000s to like 2010, before like, you know how like the world is now, like you got to watch what you say and you got to do all this. Like you can't say certain things, all this and that. Well, back then, if you in some of those movies, bro, they're ruthless,
dude.
Ruthless.
I mean, everything, bro, and everything. Like dude, it's crazy to see. Like it's just like what we were talking about. Remember when we were talking about YouTube the other night? Like, bro, not even 10 years ago, we could find anything on YouTube. I mean, anything, like violence to anything. You could find anything on there on YouTube. And then now, I mean, we just keep getting softer and softer and softer and finding ways, and now everything's monetized. You got to, like I said, you got to watch what you say. You got to everything.
And it's messed up on a creator standpoint too, because not only, like, you guys don't know this, but I mean, you guys may know this, but there's a lot of creators out there. For instance, the Nelk Boys and the whole Full Send operation that they're running. Like, they're not making anything from YouTube because they're not in the guidelines at all.
Yep.
And it's just like we were just saying, YouTube 10 years ago, you could put anything up, right? The platform is new, so they were allowing creators to just put anything up. They were trying to grow it. And now it's just so censored to where if you guys say, if we cuss one time, the video is demonetized, right? These guys aren't making any money. And that's not just going for us. That's going for the big YouTubers as well.
Yep.
But the guys that are killing it, right, are the Mr. Beasts, But like, we had a conversation about Mr. Beast yesterday. I originally said, he gets a lot of money because, he watches what he says. He makes kid-friendly content. And you're actually right. You said that he dumps a lot of money into his videos. His videos, he's Mr. Beast, and he's who he is because what kind of videos he makes.
What he's put into his video.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that does make sense. But there's a lot of creators that are getting getting the short end of the straw for sure, and not getting that big payment. That's why a lot of them are trying to leave. That's why a lot of them are trying to start their own platforms themselves, for all creators to put whatever they want out there. But I think there's going to be a new media platform, like just like not like TikTok, but like how like they always make these new ones, and one of them will get big. But I don't know if YouTube will ever be second to that. I think YouTube will always be at the top. But
yeah, I think so too.
Interesting.
With the amount of revenue and everything that they still got coming in, that business is so fucking big now. That, you know what I mean? Hopefully there comes a time when they figure it out, like, the right way to pay guys and certain algorithm. But for now, they definitely got it favored towards certain channels and certain places like that. So
but Mr. Beast, I wanted to talk to you about this. So you know how he dumps a ton of money into his videos? Do you think that in this world, the more money you spend, or no, not the more money you spend, you got to spend money to make money?
I mean, yeah.
You think so? And that's why he's doing that success?
Think about, I mean, when you invest, right, that some of these biggest investors, right, they're spending money in order to make money. So yeah, you have to in everything for sure. You got to spend money. And that's what I said. Like, that's the little thing that Nelk figured out. Because at first they were Nelk, they were doing their thing, they were getting big because they were party guys and all that. But now what's really separated them is because they're starting to put fucking money into their videos, right? They're getting all the best camera quality. They're getting guys that like do YouTube algorithms for a living, like understand when the best time to post is, what to post, certain things, and all that stuff. They're hiring those people. You know what I mean? It's like what Mr. Beast is doing now. Dude, I mean, that still blows me away now that America's not even the number one, like YouTube isn't the number one watched place, or America isn't the number one watched place for YouTube, if that makes sense, right?
Wait, what?
So YouTube, right? You know, if YouTube pulled up their stats and looked up, try to see who watches, what country?
What country?
Yeah, what country watches the most? America's like number 3. Something like that. There's India and like someone, I can't remember who else, watches way more YouTube than we do. And so what Mr. Beast has now done, he's paid a shit ton of money to buy all these translators and all these interpreters and everybody to now go back and redo all of his videos in those languages now. So that way...
Oh my God. He's the smartest dude on this planet.
So now he tops out on... And I think he's number 1 in India, he's number 1 in Mexico, and number 1 in the US. So he's getting 100. So before he was getting 100 million views just in America's videos. Half these people, and he said he was getting some from, obviously out of country, but they don't understand what he's saying. They're just watching it. And now he's translating his videos and everything, so that way those people can now see him. And he said he's grown his viewership by like 1,000%, like insane. He's number 1 trending in all those other countries now, and he wasn't before. And like, dude, so he's gonna be bringing in like 200 million views here soon, bro. Like literally.
If any of you guys are bilingual out there and can speak Spanish, hit us up. We'll pay you. Get our freaking podcast fully translated.
Russian.
Yeah, any language.
Get it out.
Oh, dude, we have not thrown out your story, dude.
Huh?
We haven't thrown out your. We've been meaning to get your story out there on the podcast, but we're gonna save that because we'll eventually get there. But speaking of Russian, Luke's Russian, guys, so that's why he threw it out there. But yeah, hey, if you're bilingual, hit us up. Translate our podcast. That'd be fresh. Get us in Mexico. Get us in Portugal. Get us everywhere, guys. Let's get Guys Being Dudes worldwide.
Yep.
Prestige worldwide.
Hey, holidays coming up, baby.
What holiday?
What do you mean, man?
Oh, my birthday, Halloween. That one's coming up.
So your birthday. That's a holiday now, eh?
Is it?
Hey guys,
it's
Big Rob's birthday.
It's a holiday, dude. It's Halloween.
When it's his birthday, it's a holiday. All right,
dude. Come on. But
yeah, we got.
Wait, which one?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
We got them all, bro. It's holiday season.
Yeah, we got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Big Rob's birthday.
But they're on the same day, so it's okay.
Yeah, but like
it's a holiday. Exactly. October 31st is a holiday. If you
vlog drop is a holiday.
Drop's a holiday.
I'll be big.
Yeah, we got some fun things coming out.
That's what I'm saying. Christmas and Halloween, man. That's always a good time. Christmas music. They always turn it on 2 months early on the radio, but fuck it.
Yeah, I know. No, my mom's already watching Hallmark in the living room.
Bro, dude, I swear, I have like proof of this happening. One Thanksgiving, we used to go up to my aunt's up in the foothills, kind of like San Andreas area over there. And we used to go up there we drive up there every Thanksgiving. And one time we're driving back after we ate dinner, and I shit you not, we drove up there, we're listening to the radio, and they were playing like, Thanksgiving type vibe music, whatever, just kind of regular music. And as soon as it hit 9 o'clock our time, because it's 12 o'clock for that radio station's time or whatever the case was, as soon as it hit 12 o'clock, they turned on Christmas music, bro. As soon as it was the next day, day after Thanksgiving, turned on Christmas. Like they said on this, they're like, all right, here's the countdown for Christmas, baby. We're here. Christmas music in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No way.
Boom, play the Christmas song. I'm like, bruh, it's November fucking, like whatever day it is.
Oh my
this
gosh.
Is nuts. It's not even December. What are we doing?
Dude, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. So,
during like the Christmas time, right? My mom goes crazy. We call her Hurricane Anna sometimes, because like we'll go to bed like, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, good night, Mom. She'll be downstairs washing dishes or putting the laundry away. And we wake up at like 8 in the morning, go downstairs. Dude, it looks like the North Pole. Like she got lights everywhere, ribbons, like all the picture frames like wrapped in gift wrapping. Like, dude, the whole house is done. And it's like unbelievable. You're like walk downstairs and you're like, what the hell went down like what going on last night? Did you sleep? And she'll be up bright and early making pancakes and something like, oh, here you go, morning. And I'm like, wow, it's truly Christmas time. And then January 1st hits. Go to sleep, wake up, house is completely back to normal.
Just gone. You got to be on that Christmas light show, so when they go fucking epic.
Bro, I might make like a little series for her, bro. Like,
just put 2 little hidden cameras. Yeah, she get after it. You see her doing little boogies.
Dude, no, she'd be listening to music sometimes in the morning. I'll be going downstairs 7:30 in the morning. She's working on the computer. She got like some 1990s songs going on in the background, like bopping like some Whitney Houston. I'm like, wow. No, but all right, guys, that's gonna do it for episode 15. Luke, man, what do you have to say to the viewers before we head out, man?
Made it to 15, and if you guys are still rocking with us, we appreciate you, man. We're like I said, we're trying to grow every single time, so keep giving us the love and support, because it helps us grow every time and it fires us up. It really does. And like we said, we're striving to get better every time. So, I mean, shoot us feedback. Anything you guys got, what you guys want to hear, what you guys want to see, who you guys want to see. And we'll make it happen. Trust, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, we will. Now, before we close out, I got to say one thing. I know there's probably no females listening to this at this point, so I feel pretty comfortable to say this. If you guys go south of the border, beware. Do not drink any of the water over there unless it's bottled water. And look out for some of the foods. Otherwise, you're going to get Montezuma's revenge. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm not going to describe it, but that's where I got to go right now. Episode 15, thank you guys for tuning in and listening to Guys Been Dudes. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and of course, if you're a visual learner, then YouTube. But see you next Tuesday, guys, at 7:30. Peace.
Go Seahawks, baby.